A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to the Vlogathon yet again. And I tell you, I'm getting way closer to the end than I probably ever would have expected for today. But now here, October 16th, there are in fact going to be a lot of things I probably want to talk about here for the rest of the time that I'm going to be doing this. But first off, I'm basically just going to explain a few things based on things I might end up upgrading in the future. So a few things right off the bat that I probably will, probably go within is that I might upgrade the storage capacity of my micro SD card chip, because currently it's running on a 64 gigabyte chip and it is actually able to hold up to several hours at a time. But most of the time there might be occasions where, especially in the future, I might have videos that might go up to a few hours in length, and most of the other time I'm trying to store as much as I can. But it's probably just not really seeming to work out as well as it used to be. The fact that I had a 64 gigabyte card for a while now, it actually has worked out pretty darn well on most times, but for the time now that I'm actually really trying to get as serious as possible with my work here, it's probably going to be essential for me to continue on with this, but that I would probably have to resort to upgrading later on to 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes or even 512 gigabytes. That might not be possible for a long time though. I would have to scramble a lot of money to be able to put into something like that. And I guess it's probably something I could wait up on, because that would be a lot of capacity I would end up having with me at all times. But it's probably not necessary at the moment. Although, here's something else I actually would want to consider upgrading after a little while. My tripod. And yes, the same old tripod that has been used for the last several years on my channel. It is still working, it is still functional, but yet some things are going a little faulty with it. Cosmetically, it's not looking too good, and functionally, it is actually doing pretty well in most areas, including the points where it needs to clamp down properly. But on some areas, especially in the bottommost joints in the legs, they don't seem to clamp down properly. And so that might just affect its value overall if I intend on selling it. But of course, a tripod upgrade might be a must by next year. And so there's definitely going to be a lot of things I would probably have to look into, but there is actually going to be a lot of other things that are going to come along the way here. For instance, I've already gotten an upgrade towards my current capacity based on how much I put onto my laptop, so that way I'm able to work on as many videos as possible. But 4 terabytes probably isn't really enough. Not all the time. I might double up on that capacity within the next 3 years or so, but at the moment, I'm actually handling pretty darn well with the capacity that it is at right now. And probably one other thing though. My camera, of course. The camera is always trying to, proceed to the best kind of quality formats. The fact that it's still playing at 4K Ultra HD right now, and the fact that I'm also able to set up videos with the usage of the 1920 by 1080p frame setup on my software. And speaking of my software though, I probably should talk a few things about Vegas Movie Studio Platinum Edition. I probably will actually consider upgrading it after a while, probably to the newest version possible, because it might just have the best functionality that I'm looking for when it comes to the usage of software in the best ways possible. But at the moment, I'm not seeing that many things happen out there. I'm actually pretty satisfied with how Movie Studio Platinum 14 happens to be working. And 16 is the newest version right now. 17 will be coming soon, but 16 at the moment is the newest version available. I'm still satisfied though with 14 at the moment, so I probably don't have to worry about that. But nonetheless, I'm going to go back into my camera real quick. Of course, the Panasonic Lumix FZ80 is actually doing way better than my Sony Handycam. It's able to record in much higher quality with some better graphics as well as some better lighting on it at least within the still pictures. But something else that I should also imply is that it has an attachment where you can adapt an attachment like on a microphone to put on top of the Lumix. If you probably haven't seen it already from multiple angles, then you probably would notice that the top has a clamp-like surface on it to which that you can use a microphone attachment for it or something of that sort. I actually do plan on doing something like that. Although, as a matter of fact, when it comes to microphones, I'm also going to be getting a brand new Yeti microphone to, well, prevent me from continuing the usage of my Sony Handycam as a way to record all my voiceovers. So, a Yeti made by Blue Yeti microphones actually might work. I know it can actually do pretty well because when I've looked up on how well the Yeti microphone from the Blue Yeti microphones lineup would work, it actually seems like it can do pretty well on my standards. So that's another thing I might consider getting later. Although, one more thing still stands out. The kind of chair that I use to, sit in front of my laptop, it's also, getting pretty out of shape, cosmetically and functionally. It's squeaking and creaking pretty loudly. Sometimes the lock that prevents it from leaning back kind of breaks off, and most of the leather on it is falling apart, and so there are some scuff marks and scratches on the plastic, on the armrest at least. So that's probably something else I might end up, getting within the next 10 months or so, but at the moment I'm still feeling like it probably could help a little bit at the moment, but that's just something else I probably will actually get on later. There's probably some other things that I'll end up considering upgrading, but those probably are irrelevant to what I'm going to be talking about based on what's happening with my channel at this time. So once again, these upgrades are some things out there that I could actually set aside for now because I really don't have as much time to settle with them. Well, when the time does come, I'll actually settle on with them as soon as I possibly can. Though a few things will stay for sure, at least for a while. The camera is going to stay, the card with the SD microcard chip is also going to be staying with 64 gigabytes, and a few others are actually going to stay as well because, again, I don't have much time, nor would I have enough money to be able to take on to any of these, but eventually I'm going to be able to find a time to do so. But for now, I might want to stick around till later on today because there's one more vlog that I'm going to be putting together here. The vlogathon won't be complete in this part of the year without a 21st vlog. And so, if you want to stick around, that's probably your call. But if you want to see more, go down on my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.